Hey, good morning. This is Derek Demore with Futures Demore and Futures Networks Live. And hopefully this works out okay. Got a new microphone, so looking forward to seeing how that sounds today. And wanted to go over opening bell. We went short, which was, we were below this new 10-period EMA, which I learned from Anthony Crudele. So shout out to him. Loved his video that he did on that. And I could link that maybe in the video chat. And did a MNQ or a Nasdaq trade this morning. So going to show you how that was successful with looking at this 10-period EMA. Anyway, all the indicators were for a down. So just got in, I actually got in a little worse than market. I got in at 37.50 and which was the kickover market, and took it down. I think I took a point at 5 and then a point at 7, so averaged out to 8, and then it kind of stalled out at this line that I drew that was a little bit of RSI divergence from this low. So had a little less steam, opening bell steam, but not oomph like normal. And then it turned around, which was a good spot for a turnaround. Did not get in on the turnaround. So it was a really good morning. Put some green on the morning. Oh, speaking of that, happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. All right, so we threw a little green on here anyway. Tough spot, but once we get past this area here on the blowout, it and get back up. We're above the 10 period, so it's going to retest here. Most likely get back above this area, and if it crosses, then we've got a doji back here and potentially all the way back up to 48. Let's look at some long-term things to see what's going on right now. What I find interesting to note is that this candle looks a lot like we were a day prior on the M2K, and I was mentioning how the M2K chart looks so short. And today's chart on the MES ES looks identical to how yesterday's chart looked on the Russell. So definitely looked like a down day. We had this long-term channel, inner channel, and then we could also take this and move it kind of like this. And you can see where if you do the wicks, it, to the last two wicks, it actually even looks, more short, so to speak, or a better spot where it came up to. So just using channels, we are above the 10-period EMA. So right now, a pullback to that is looking like a good spot to go long until it breaks it. So we'll look at some other things. On the ES-MES, until there's a nice down channel, we're below the 21 period on the 4-hour. Right now we're kind of in the middle. Man, I see this potentially going to 39.20-ish, maybe all the way down to 39.05, 3900. I don't know about today. Let's see, out. Yeah, that's going to be tough. You never know, though. This could be a little bit more of a down day than we think, or depending on how the 4-hour goes, I would watch this channel. I would look at the 21 and the 10 and see kind of where things stand at the end of this candlestick, which we have 7 minutes to go. So at the end of the next candlestick. So we're jumping right into the Nasdaq, the MNQ, looking at the 5-minute and using Crudele's 10-period EMA, waiting. So, I had this channel drawn this morning, waiting. It was, getting on to 9 o'clock, but looked, finally we had a close above the 10-period. We were still below the Bollinger. Now we have another close, looks a little bit more bullish. We came down and tested this one more time. So I'm like, hey, I didn't think this was going to come down and test. I thought it would be a little less. So I put my order right there. It did come down and touch, but what a great entry. And then mentioned to everybody in chat that this is probably going to launch and come up to the tips. And that's exactly where it was. And then the minute it's going to struggle to get above the S2, once it does, it's going to run a little bit. And now you can see where it did go back to almost the bottom of this 13. So I said 33 was going to be, and it came to 32.75. I said it was going to go to 33. So we had people in chat that heard that. But a good, almost 15-point trade right there. I could have taken a little more, but I got out at the end of that candlestick because I wasn't sure if it was going to reverse. So that was a really good trade. Let's look at the long-term on the Nasdaq MNQ. So just a quick view, it came down and touched the 10 period. We're right now sitting at the 50-day, and the 21 period is 21-day, 50-day are touching. They came down and touched. So this looks like a good spot to go back a little bit, but I wouldn't be surprised if we come down and test this 12.8. It's kind of been the line in the sand. And that's right where the SMA is, the 10-day SMA that I'm kind of checking out. It's what Anthony actually uses, is the single moving average, and then the 89 periods right there. So, man, this looks like potential today, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up as a bullish signal and goes at least back up to 1378, and then potentially does a double tap tomorrow at 1270, 270. So we'll see on that. This looks interesting. I'm not sure if there's a fake out or whether we're going to go down and touch. So a 50-50, I don't know right now. Trade shorter terms on this one. And then switching over to the Russell, as we discussed, this looks the most bearish right now, which is kind of ironic because it looked the most bullish, a while ago. But as you can see, this looks, very similar to how the MES ES is looking today. So what did it do? It kicked over and just gives you a little wick, and it's been pretty much down, and it's broken the line in the sand at 2300. So boy, this is obviously the S1 is in view. We can do a quick channel line. Yeah, so depending on where this ends up today, if it ends up near the top, anywhere between this 2300 and kicks over, then it's more bullish. It might wick down and then go up. But anything down here stays in the channel. So 2289 is basically the spot based on what I can see the next day. So we'll see what happens. It looks like it's going down to the S1. Short term, well below, it's below all the EMAs. This looks very short. This was a great spot to get in short back at the 50, 89 period, because it looks like about a 75% retracement. Now it's following the 2 sigma down. So boy, it's going to be hard to say, but this looks the most bearish of the 3 today. So thanks for being with Futures to More and Futures Networks Live. As we're welcome to have you. We're doing cryptos every day at 4 p.m. Eastern. Our famous cryptopher, and I'm Hans Crypto Anderson. Having fun with cryptos, teaching you that. We also teach futures, stocks, options, and all things investing, how to swing trade, how to do ratio trading. So come join us at futuresnetworks.live or futuresnetworks.com, and love to have you. Give you a free trial for 2 weeks, and great group of people. So I'll put a couple links below, and have a great day. Happy St. Patty's Day.